What's up, guys? I loaded up Dorothy and drug her down to the Barona drag strip on Friday, January 15th, 2021 to see what she can do in the 8th mile. If you're new to following along, Dorothy is our club car that a few friends of mine and I bought for $1,000 to race at the Zip Tie Drags in Tucson, Arizona a few years back. We did a few things to the car, like put disc brakes up front, new shoes in the back, installed a 456 sure grip, new gas tank, and adapted a 4-barrel carb to the factory 2-barrel intake, amongst a few other little things. But unfortunately, progress on the car stalled because it had a cracked windshield. If you don't already know this, it's not easy finding a good used 4-door windshield for these cars, and they don't make new ones. And unfortunately, one of the requirements to race the car was to have no cracks in the windshield. And as you know, the Zip Tie Drags were canceled for 2021. However, Freiberger and Finnegan have announced a new Zip Tie Drag event called the Duct Tape Drags, which will be on October 1st and 2nd, 2021 in Tucson, Arizona. Anyway, back to Dorothy. The car weighs about 3,500 pounds, and I weigh about 260 pounds, making the race weight about 3,760, which is not light once I got into the car. So you might be wondering why we're racing this slow car. Mainly it's to baseline where she's at. We have several things that we want to do to the car, one of the biggest being a swap to a big block 383 that a bunch of us all pitched in, donated our used parts to. And what's the point of making all these changes if you don't know what kind of difference the change is going to make? So this is a good way to baseline where we're at and see where we're going to go. Now, I'm not saying she's fast, and I lost every round I raced, but she went a lot faster than I expected. So the best ET was 1088 at 64 miles per hour in the 8th. And as you can see in that round right there, that Hellcat just whooped me pretty bad. I think it's been something like 10 or 15 years since I've actually been on the drag strip, so I'm a little bit rusty. But if any of you guys are thinking about doing this, definitely go on Friday nights when you're starting off. I mean, at Barona, Friday night is the street drags, so the cars there are mostly street cars, slower cars, just amateurs, and maybe some novice people mixed in. There's a few fast cars there too, but you're more than likely going to be matched up against somebody because it's all pretty much random who you get to go against. Like in this video, I'm racing some guy in a Honda. It wouldn't be my first pick to race against him, and of course he beat me, which is not fun. But at least his car was sort of a race car. The Belvedere is like pretty stock. So, anyways, it was a lot of fun. As we went through the night, I started to try to pay attention to my reaction time. And if you guys are thinking about doing this, getting back in there, or trying it for the first time, what you want to do is watch the last yellow light as it comes down. And you want to leave on the last yellow. Most of these guys on Friday night, street drags, the amateurs and novice guys, mostly the amateurs, they leave on the green light, which is usually way too late. Well, it's not usually, it is. You're late. If it's green, you're late. If you leave on that last yellow light, you'll have a decent reaction time, and you'll get an edge up. It's actually the first race against that Hellcat I got creamed even on the reaction time, and then every round after that, my reaction time was better than my competitor, but the car was slow, so I still got beat. This race right here was actually a cool race because I'm not sure why the Camaro was so slow, but it was somewhat of a decent race. I think I treated him, was actually out in front of him, and then he finally came around me. In his defense, he actually had he had a passenger in the car with him, and I could see coming down the return lines, they had like a screen in the middle of the car, so I don't know if they were tuning the car or what they were doing, but Yeah, if I was a little bit quicker, I might have actually won that one. Something else I should note, and it probably depends on the track, but at Barona, I had my GoPro on the outside of the car, and they made me take it off. Can't have anything on the outside of the car, so I didn't get footage of that race. This was the only race I actually got footage of the race by mounting the camera on the inside of the windshield. So, and this was probably my best reaction time. It was an 0.46. So I was doing better each time. This guy's reaction time was a 0.745, like super slow. But obviously his car was way faster than mine, so there's not a whole lot of suspense here. He's gonna blow my doors off. I don't know if you heard that, but going from second to third, you can feel the slip in between gears. I think that's mainly just because the tranny's all stock. It didn't have any kind of shift kit or anything like that. So I forget what that piston in there, it's got like a spring on it. It basically cushions the shift between the gears. It's like a grandma shift. Anyway, here's a few more races I thought were cool, so I recorded them and threw them in the video. Catch you next time, guys.
W671, just under 100. Rock and roll.